Hey everybody, let me talk in this video about loops. Loops mean you need to repeat something. Like you have number of line of code, or we could name it a block of code. You want to repeat it. You could use loops. In the previous video, we understand how make decision work or condition work. You have number of line of code and you want to execute on a specific condition, and you could ignore it if this condition don't execute. But now I have a number of line of code and I want to repeat the execution of this line of code. I will show you how. If I click here new file, I would say class, I will name it simple if. Okay, the simple if will have this method as main method. I have this system output, this message I want to say hello. I want to display this message 5 times. So what you will do, in normal without loop, you just repeat it 5 times to execute this message. You just run it, you'll see it 5 times if I'm right. But with loop, you say no, I will not repeat this 5 line. I have this 1 line, and I could consider it as a block. I could repeat the execution of this line. It's line number 8. How I do it? With for, as I said, or with loop. So how for work? You just say for, you open a bracket, you give the initial value from where you want to start. From integer I equals 0. I want to start from 0. Then you add semicolon. Where is your end will be? I will say I less than 5 because I want to do it 5 times. Then how much the increment will be every time? I will say I plus plus. We understand what mean I plus plus. Mean I equal I plus 1. Open a bracket, then close it. Any code you have it between this bracket, you could name it a block of code, will be executed 5 times. So if now I run it, I will have same preview as a result, but in a more professional way. Imagine you want to print this one for 100. What will do? Do you need to write it down 100? No. You just change this one to 100 and run it. You will see the code execute 100, and this is the result. So let me go to the basic 5 and see how this one works. If I go to at this point and go to debug mode and see how basic for loop work. If you see now I'm in this line, I don't have anything in the output. If I execute this one, you see I equals 0 because the initial one is 0. He check I equals 0. Is I less than 5? Okay, go execute the block. He will print hello and he will go back. Then he increment, but if you see I have I plus 1, that means I'm increment I by 1. That means I have I equal 2 or equal 1. Is 1 less than 5? Yes, 1 less than 5. Continue execute this block. He will go down and execute this block. See, I be 1. Now, he increment I by 1. 1 plus 1 will be 2. Is 2 less than 5? Yes, less than 5. Less than the condition. Continue execute. Then, is it 3? Yes, less than 5. Is 4 less than 5? Yes. Is 5 less than 5? No. He will not execute this block. He will go outside. So, what thing you have to remember, this is your initial condition, this is your final condition, this is your increment. Whenever you reach the final condition, you will go outside the block. So, imagine you want to print this number. You say, okay, I say, for example, count plus I, that means you print the number. Okay, continue, I'll say, and I run it. I say count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 because this is number. If I count from 1 to 100, he will print all the numbers. I will say continue from 1 to 100. If you see, I have this one first element 0 and last element should be 99. Yes, because out of the screen. 99, now I could show it to you. Here you go. This is 99 is the last element. Imagine you want to print only the even number. So if you see now I'm printing all the number from 0, 1, 2, 3. If I want to print only even number, that means I will not print 1, I will not print 3, I will not print 5. So should be the increment not I plus 1, should be I plus 2. So say I plus 2. That means I will print only the even number. So if I continue, I don't know, I will restart it later. If you see here is a 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So now I'm printing only even number because the initial value is 0, the final value is 100, then increment by 2. So first one will be 0, second increment will be 2, then 4, then. If I want only odd number, so you say if I will start from 1 and continue and run it. If you see only this odd numbers. This is the basic thing how it's work. Imagine you want to add something inside this block. Go ahead and add it. For example, you say if I mode like remaining division on 4, print the number. So I say equal 0. Let me say I would print the number only. So ASO, go ahead and do it. You could do this part. You say mode by 4 is, I just want to see the number that accept the division by 4. I would say I. Let me just take this line. So now inside the block, I just added simple block, and this code, and whenever I come across this condition, only if the number division by 4 equals 0, I will print it. So let me say what's the number between 1 to 100 accept, let me increment by 1. So to see all the numbers between 1 and 100 that accept the division on 0. So if you see I have 4, I have 8, exactly 8 equal, the division of 8 by 0 by 4 will be 0, then 12, 16, 21, 28, and all these number accept division for 4. What I want to show you in this one, that you could add number of line, number of code in this block. When, as I told you again, whenever I say a block of code, that means you could add anything. If statement, you define variable, whatever you want to do, go ahead and do it inside that block. Here we done, and see you next.